All right, my loves. Yeah. Part two. My apologies. Here we are. That's right. Sing it up. That's right. Right. All right. Back. Let's go. Sorry, my loves. Part two. Let's go. Yeah. I hope you like that.
His mom below there, he just kind of kept everything cool. Adapted well, too. Yeah, he didn't react too much to his mom. Occasionally, she'd get under his skin, but he didn't just explode. It wasn't like an explosive. It's more like a undercurrent thing.
Undercurrent thing.
That's where he went on his walks.
Yeah. Right, he kept it inside. Right.
Studying where it all starts. Yes.
Right. Where it all started. Right.
That's where his mother took her first drink. Okay. Grades. There's a question. I was worried because it also sounded like his grades were in trouble. He might not get into his ROTC program. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. But, man. So I was worried if he got rejected there about SNAP.
Welcome, Just Devil Woman. Welcome everybody back. Welcome, D&I. Welcome, love. What do you mean, Just Devil Woman? I'm listening to you.
I gave you the address, basic address.
Hey, we all get trashed in Idaho, though. That's a way of life. We sucking on that corn whiskey, baby. Corn whiskey, Lord. Corn whiskey. Welcome, Dame Deb, back, queen of the bees, though.
I told you when they had the encounter, the one encountered the Mad Greek, and the other one came in, joined in, and the third person came in. Okay, so.
Right. Which makes sense. Here's why that makes sense. Here's why that scenario at the Mad Greek makes sense. Because Ethan Chapin, we know that he didn't work there. However, he was there that particular day. He spends time with Xana down at the Mad Greek restaurant. We know this. So he was there helping out down at the Mad Greek, spending time with Xana, right? And of course, if we're going to get into an argument with Xana, my girlfriend, and Maddie, right? Well, of course, if I'm there and I'm Ethan, well, of course I'm going to fucking be in the argument. So that makes sense. It does. So it makes sense that Maddie, Xana, and Ethan would be arguing with this person. Those three together. That makes sense. That totally fits here. Anyway, let's carry on.
A couple years younger. I think he stopped by. The sister may have been there. They didn't say.
How does he know all this? Because, well, that's a good question. According to Scott, because G, right? He would tell him all this stuff. That's a good question. Good question. How do you know this? But according to Scott, it's because G told him all this. I mean, I'm just saying. That's what he's saying. Fuck work, man. Fuck work. Fuck work. No, I'm sorry, guys. Sounds like he was there. Welcome back, Lou Smith. Sorry. Yeah, technical difficulties. Okay.
I know that day they just basically had like a whole liberal camp just coming back down his throat up there, and then he, bailed out of there. Okay.
What?
And then you see him that evening again, right, in the backyard, and that's when Lana went off, and that's when he left, and you didn't see him until the next morning again.
Lana.
And that's when he talked about.
Okay. Now we got his mother's name. Thank you. Did you catch his mother's name now? Did you get his mother's name? Did you get his mother's name? Did you? Did you catch his mother's name? I am the greatest of all time. I am the greatest, I told you. You didn't believe me. You were watching opera singers for the rest of your life, but you forgot the greatest. Lana. There you go, my dame. Queen of the mountain garden. Lana. That is his mother's name. So, Lana M. We have Lana M. Mother to Gabe M. And we have Scott, the friend, Tolly. There you go. We got many more names now, don't we? Before, now we know his mom's name. Lana. Lana was never on my radar as a name for the mother. Lana was never on my radar. But that is her name. Lana. Interesting. Me too, Just Devil Woman. I do too. And sometimes I have a bubbler that fucking works, but for this particular evening, it doesn't. And so I'm going to throw my bubbler out the window, and I'm going to stomp on it. God damn you, bubbler. I mean, how am I supposed to get into a black Moroccan gold without a bubbler? It ain't going to work. I mean, I could eat it, but it ain't going to have the same effect on me. No. My name is Stanley. You wanted the best, you got the best.
I know that day they basically had like a whole liberal camp just coming back down his throat up there, and then he, bailed out of there. Okay.
Liberal camp? What? What? What are you talking?
That evening again, right in the backyard. And that's when Lana went off, and that's when he left, and he didn't see him until the next morning.
Lana went off.
That's when he talked about.
I came back by to pick up tarps and stuff, and then while I was still, my head was still kind of spinning with it all. Actually, I was cleaning up my tarps and that, and then I think they rolled out of there to catch the bus.
Yeah.
Gone, so I had to come back down here, so I didn't think too much about it until all of a sudden I'm watching the news. I'm going, oh my god.
Oh my God, this is the guy.
Be still that's holding on that they can follow through on it. And so it's all kind of, from what I've gathered, I'm sure you guys got a lot more.
No, they don't. They don't. They do not.
Why went over that? Yeah, I think he's also kind of that part of that why was defending his mom, the date rape, first drinking. And then the other thing is that is like, so his life's been a pure hell because every time she gets drunk. So I'm sure that's in the mix. The house party, that party house was the source of it all. So it really is kind of an attack against the house as well as the individuals. So
You're talking the King Street house.
yeah, that one. I'm assuming either of them. I'm not exactly sure which of the two houses, but I recall it seems like even driving by or sometime or another I drove by there with when people said, "Well, that's the house where I took her first drink." So, and I got the impression that it was some girls that had actually. That was the other thing. So there was girls that had actually got to go to the party there.
So he was back in high school. So that was back in the
Gosh, it's
70s, maybe. 80s.
At least 80s. Yeah, I'd say. So, wait a minute. So, his oldest daughter is, I think, a year older than my daughter. So, she's in the middle. So, let's, say 80s. I think 80s, maybe even 90s. I don't know. That's pretty much what I recall.
Okay. So let me go over my notes with you here.
I was impressed,
All right, go over the notes. Oh, my God. Yeah, all right. Wow. I don't know here. All right, quick break. Sorry for the interruption here on the first part. I guess I don't know. The way Fry is kind of trying to I don't know how he's conducting this interview is bothers me. It bothers me. We don't have a lot of good pointed questions here. We're asking some questions, don't get me wrong, but I would want to be much sharper here in what I'm doing in this interview. I want to be much sharper. And the questions that I want to ask Scott here, I want to be much sharper here in what I'm doing. Like where, it just seems to me that Fry is not matching this sort of guy's information that he's telling. So I don't know. Maybe that's just me, right, in this audio, but I don't know. I would be much more serious about this. Like if I'm Fry, right? I would be taking this really seriously. I mean, you don't have Brian Kohlberger at this point in time in your life, right? You don't have, as far as we know, they don't know Kohlberger yet. They might by the 13th. Let me think about this. By the 13th, by the 13th of December, Brian Kohlberger is on the radar. Absolutely on the radar here. And I think that's part of the problem here. I think because Brian Kohlberger is on the radar at this point, most of our attention now has started to direct that way. But this interview happens to fall sort of right in a bad time here because now we do have Kohlberger as a potential suspect, right? We're going to get him a couple weeks later from this, but G here, Gabriel here, this interview kind of falls in the cracks, and that's a problem. And again, it was not reviewed. This interview, the document was not reviewed until much later on in January of 2023 after Kohlberger was arrested again. So how seriously did we actually take this? Again, I see no interview with Gabriel M. I have not come across any interview with this character or with Lana, now that we know his mother's name. I have not seen an interview with Lana M. Okay, nothing. So I could have missed it, but anyway, quick break. Again, that's serious. This character is serious. This is a serious character here. This is the profile of the killer. You may not believe Scott. Yeah, this character, he's out there a little bit. Don't get me wrong, okay? But I'll tell you what. For me, he has enough details here for me to be very concerned about what I'm hearing. Very concerned. Like, again, what I'm describing to you is the profile of somebody who could kill these people. That is the profile. It is. You have all the elements here of the killer. This is the killer. He is the killer. This is the profile of the killer. Definitely. He has all the hallmarks of somebody who could do this. Yeah, for real. Absolutely. And why? Because number one, I was already in the house. Number two, I already stalked 2 of them, I know where they work. I know where they live. I've already been in their house. They didn't know I was in their house. I could have killed them all. I know where they work. I stalked them down from their house to the Mad Greek to purposely get into an argument with them, knowing that I'm going to get into an argument with these people down there. I already know this. I know where they work. I've done this before. This is not the first time that I've stalked these people. I've been to the Mad Greek before. I know who Maddie and Xana are. And I know who Ethan is. Yeah. That's all I need. Brian Kohlberger, on the other hand, he doesn't know these people. So who are you going to go with as a suspect? Oh, gee, I think I'm going to go with this guy. Yeah. I mean, he's the suspect. I mean, I'm just saying. Little G knows the layout of the house. He knows he's already been there, right? He knows the girls. He stalks them. He doesn't agree with their philosophy, their political views. He already hates the college. He hates what the college girls represent. He hates all this because his mother is a goddamn drunk who berates him every goddamn time she gets drunk. Yeah, this is your profile. Absolutely. Hey, what's your name? Oh, Ken Maines. Hey, Ken Maines, what do you think about Little G here? What do you think about Gabriel? What do you think about Gabe M? Yeah, what do you think about that? Compared to Brian Kohlberger, there is no connection between Brian Kohlberger and any of the victims in this case. Yeah, none. Okay, but this character there is. There's a connection between at least 3 of the victims here. Right? And guess what? And in this scenario, guess what? Kaylee becomes Kaylee, who wasn't supposed to be there anyway, right? Kaylee is not the intended target here. Kaylee is just she was at the wrong place at the wrong time, right? Because Gabriel, he knows that 3 of them live there. I'm not sure if he's aware of Dylan Mortensen or Bethany Funk. I'm not sure about that. But I don't know. But Dylan has to be aware of some... quick break. Okay. Before we go howling out the moon. Yeah, in my brain. Liquor and drugs up. All right. We all worth $1 million in prizes. Anyway, don't forget that. All right. Anyway, or Social Security money, I guess. Whatever. Anyway, whatever. Or insurance payouts, I guess. Steve G. How's that insurance payout working there for you? Anyway, sorry. Let's carry on.
Upstairs. So
Mom's name's
right. And that's daughters.
Yep.
Daughter grew up in Moscow.
Grew up in Moscow?
However, she had moved up there, I think. So I don't know if she lost the apartment. The boy might be at his dad's, his real dad.
You know where he lives.
I'm thinking he's down here in Boise somewhere. I've never heard a kind word about him.
Yeah.
from any.
Welcome be supreme. I agree. Fry's a moron.
So the first time, family picnic up at Deer Park.
Picnic up at Deer Park.
With a guy there at the park.
No, not.
Was it
One of the other sisters. That
one of
was
the sisters?
one of the other sisters.
Okay, sister.
No, I actually stayed pretty cool during that time.
Yeah.
So that would have been
COVID.
the sister that's most likely. Oh man, she tear me apart if she heard that. Which one? Kind of got into it, and then it was actually an aunt that really tied into this guy. When the guy kind of tied in on to her niece, then this other older aunt tied into the guy, and it got pretty verbal and crazy.
And you were,
I mentioned.
you kind of walked up on the hill to watch.
But later when when campfires and stuff were going, and these guys were getting the cabin where I was staying, and Lana and her kids were staying in a pub tent right close by there. Those guys were getting 3 sheets of land, and they had guns, and so I was just kind of that. Well, I'm gonna sit up on the hillside and watch, make sure the kids when there was part of the family had to walk by there to get to their campers. Just want to make sure.
And all of a sudden, you're up there.
So we see this in the document. Now, we are reviewing again the incident that happened at this campsite. The way it's written in the document is jumbled, okay? There is no reiteration of this incident in the document. It's only in the document one time. We don't go back. There is no reiteration of this event.
Very still, and it's right beside me. And it's not
And
a
then
lot.
he showed you they had a knife.
Yeah.
Okay.
He snuck up on a Scott here, and he came out of nowhere, and he showed him a knife.
And I didn't think too much about it. As kids, I did 13, 14, 15. Sure. That's,
Stays to himself. Wants to go have a military career. But he also, you've seen the hunting skinny type knife, but also the 7-inch.
A 7-inch blade, a 9-inch blade with barbs on it.
Knife as well.
I don't remember too much about the smaller knives. I just remember he had one significant, probably like typical Schrade, about that size, hunting knife.
Yeah?
Most of the men my dad's age would use those for their main hunting knife.
Main hunting knife.
All carried a small.
Mrs. John, I don't remember the coins. I don't remember the coins. I have to, what is that about? I don't remember the coins.
Knife are real good.
No, I don't.
Old-timer.
Well, what do you mean he was selling coins? What do you mean? Like commemorative fucking coins or what? That's fucking weird. That's odd. I don't fucking remember that, but what shit. Yeah, fucking hell. So what are we talking about? We're selling commemorative coins to remember the victims or some shit?
That maybe
But that knife that he had, even initially.
That's fucking weird. I'll have to go back to that. I have not heard that. Wow.
Related to be more like soft.
Wow.
Yep, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And then, but the bigger one,
The later one.
the later one,
Yeah, definitely.
this wasn't for sawing wood.
Yeah.
The bigger, it just, if it is the same knife, it sure didn't seem like it was just much bigger. And I realized, I remember thinking he'd bought a new knife, a bigger, more serious.
So we're going to jump a little bit ahead to possible locations, the 2 sheds in the backyard of the place.
2 sheds, wood pile.
Pile that's on across from the sheds.
Yeah, or
Runs across from the shed.
in the basement.
And the basement.
Possibly the basement.
Yeah.
Those are the
Those are the areas, right? And when he travels with his knives, he likes to take them in a duffel bag with him.
They may be, you could even be living up there for all I know. Sure. I haven't been up there since.
So you, in the middle of June, somewhere in there, you are at the Mad Greek on either Saturday or Sunday. Ethan served you wine.
Is that the name?
That's the boy.
Yeah, and I remember. I thought maybe he was doing dishes or working in the back, and it was coming out. We're coming out of COVID, and so everybody's short on help. So I wasn't real sure if he was really part of the help or not. He may have been just jumping in to help out, but he poured me a glass of wine. I think I ordered. I didn't have a beer that night. I had a glass of wine that afternoon.
At some point in time, comes in possibly with leaves, and he starts to have a
And
conversation.
I think there was another cousin with another boy cousin.
But those guys left.
Yeah, they stayed for a little bit during the debate and then rolled out. I think.
Okay.
They didn't stay too long. Yeah. And there may have been, like I said, the sister may have been there. But I just, yeah.
So they ended up having a conversation with Ethan, Xana, and one of the other 2 girls.
The boy, Ethan didn't go down there till quite a bit later. I mean,
So the 2 girls had.
Yeah, the first one girl was tied in there pregnant. The other one was just like banging, and I was like, well, that's intense. And I kind of think I'd seen him do a similar thing to somebody else before. So that they were pretty out front with their political views on things.
So then we think leaves without eating. Later.
Yeah, I just had a soda or water or something there.
Later that evening, you're in the backyard screaming, "You're just a loser. You're going to spend the rest of your life in jail."
You're ruining my life. You ruin your life.
Yeah. This is the one, love.
She was practically shaking with it.
Leaves on long walks after these explosions. Doesn't come back until way early in the morning. Next morning, you're over picking up tarps, cleaning up some stuff. Shows back up. You ask, where do you go? He says, he's over to college.
Yeah, I'd asked him if he could just goes uptown, hangs out in uptown just to get away.
Yeah.
Because it's very emotionally what I do. So yeah, but he said that's when it surprised me. He says no, I was at the college.
And then he blames basically that everything started at the college. Went to parties at the college and drank.
Went to her first party. I don't know
Yeah.
if she ever went again or not. I don't know.
Possibly even rape. We don't know that.
We don't
but
know that.
speculation. And then you asked him about Mad Greek, and he basically said he had followed them from the college to Mad Greek. That's how he knew where they worked.
Right.
He said the 2 girls were lesbians.
So that made me think he'd been in the house at night before. But I don't. He didn't necessarily say that.
Yeah.
That's what made me think.
Had a freshman debated about all weapons with them. Some about knives, guns. After they
He was just baiting the argument.
using the other side
Yeah.
argument.
Yeah, true. Yeah, beef, yeah.
Told you that he went back to the house when they came home. I was in the house when they came home. They had no idea that I was there. I could have killed them all if I wanted to. Did you ask him?
Yeah.
Why would you do that, or did anything like that come up in your room?
I just kicked myself because I didn't. I think I was just mostly pondering it. I just went, what did he just say to me?
Yeah.
It's like, and I was going. But then the fact that that I knew that they were getting on the bus to leave.
Oh, sorry, guys. Splash screen. Sorry. Hang on. Sorry, guys. Let me pause that. Sorry, guys. Splash screen. God damn you. Yeah. All right, real quick. Last break. There's 10 minutes left of this. We're recounting what we just said. Where did he get this other knife from? Yeah. So again, you have to think to yourself, why would this Scott P character, why would he make this up? If this is completely untrue, right? Why would he even tell this story? Right? If he's completely lying about all this, well, what is the point here? I don't know. So I think I should take it. I think I should take this seriously. Is what I'm thinking here. If I'm a police, well, Fry is an idiot. I mean, give me a break here. I think I would be asking myself this question: why would somebody first of all try to make a... First of all, this interview happens 12/13/2022, okay? However, the original tip on this came in weeks earlier than this. And Moscow police did not follow up with this until 12/13. So this character, the Scott character that's talking, he made this tip weeks prior to this interview. So you got to keep that in mind. This is just not somebody who just decided to walk into the police station on 12/13 and spill his guts about this. This character already tried to contact Moscow Police Department about this incident here, or about what he knows, and they didn't follow up with him until weeks later. Yeah. So we got to keep that in mind here. You know? Right. I mean, look, if I am trying to just... What would be the purpose of me just taking notes about this? Like, this guy has... supposedly, he kept a journal of... he kept a running journal of himself, and a part of his journal was these incidents with Gabriel and Lana, his mother, and the rest of the family here. Why would you do that? I mean, there's no point in doing this, right? You're wasting your time. If you're just going to make up a story like this, well, you're wasting your fucking time and energy to do this. Unless you're absolutely out of your off your rocker. I don't think so. Welcome back, Satire. Yeah. All right, quick break. We got 10 minutes left of this interview with Fry and S.P., document 77, the greatest of all time. Don't forget, I told you from the very beginning, who the greatest of all time. That's right. Well, you're not Master Nature. I am the greatest of all time. My name's Tyrone Augustus, and, well, you can't get around it now. Look. Here's the thing. Often imitated, never duplicated, baby. That's right. Often imitated, never duplicated, baby. That's right. That's right. And look, the cube will heal all your wounds. The cube. All you gotta do is touch the cube like this. You touch the cube, and your arthritis, it just disappear. Right. Into the ether. There it goes. Bye-bye, arthritis. Good. It was good. Bye-bye. All right. Good. Thank you, Tyler. Quick break. Yeah, I know, Master Nature. I am the greatest of all time. Don't you fucking forget it. All right. Thank you. I can't forget it. Believe me. I try. Well, yeah. Well, that's your fucking punishment, isn't it? All right. Oh. Yeah, Master Nature, the garden asks, what are your friends like? Oh my God. I don't think you want to fucking tell them. Oh my God. They are batshit crazy and you. Man, they're all crazy. Everybody fucking crazy. You all crazy. You all crazy fucking honking. That's what you. All right. All right. Yeah. Raw, though. Raw. Subtitle. We need a subtitle version of this. I'm working on that, love. Working on that, love. We need subtitles to this fucking thing. Yeah, that's the next step. That's the next step. Subtitles. Fucking hell. Fucking hell, man. All right, here we go. Let's finish it off. Let's finish it off. Here we go. Right? Wait, where we are? What happened here? Oh, there we are. I know, I hate it too, love. I hate it too.
So he's in our OTC. He's about 6 foot, 6'1", blonde hair, well groomed, pretty good shape.
He could be a little under 6 foot, but I mean, he's pretty close to
Yeah.
6 foot.
6 foot, 6'2"?
Military stuff online.
Right?
Well, then plus ROTC.
Yeah, plus ROTC.
Yeah, plus ROTC. Military, shadow,
Check out the intervention that they did.
stealth. He likes stalking people.
Don't want to talk to her. She might be in rehab right now. I think they kind of did a forced rehab.
Forced rehab.
According to what I just got that second hand.
Huh.
Just keeps cool. Doesn't blow up. Doesn't get too excited.
Very calculated.
Very calculated.
I really like the kid, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
He's breaking hard. Just go down. Yeah, and like I said, I'm 99% sure this is probably where it is. But if that 1%, you're right, I would be the happiest camper
But, you know,
in the universe. You know,
we'll obviously be doing some follow-up and stuff. So if we need to interview, you know, if, let's say, we find out some stuff
creepy, yeah.
Dave's celebrating the bringing the Ark of the Covenant back, and man sets his hand out to steady it, and God strikes him dead. It's like, it's a little harsh, God. It's like, but God doesn't need our help, type thing. So that was in there. And then there was another man who, he came to David, and he had to help Saul kill himself. And David had him killed because he touched God's anointing. So that kind of stuff. But then at the third time, there's another one that comes in, and it's Saul's son. And two of David's soldiers go and they actually do a murder like this, like what we're dealing with up here, where he takes a knife and stabs him in his sleep. And David had him instantly pulled just like that. He had his men killed because they murdered. And so it was kind of funny how that hit me, because I was really wrestling, because I really like this kid. Sure. And I think for the most part, his heart and the values that he's wanting to defend
Okay.
are not necessarily bad, but you don't step over the line. God doesn't need your help.
Yeah.
Nor does the justice system. So
Yeah.
it set me at peace about, it's like, okay, I've got to.
Oh, God.
This is going to be. I don't see how it's going to turn out very good for me.
Oh, boy. A little convoluted here. Now we're bringing up religious stories, okay? And we're mixing that in here with our perception of what we think this crime is. Very weird. Welcome, Enduring Valor. Welcome, Cluesmith CCJ. Again, welcome, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, let's carry on.
First thing you do is you discredit the witness. You dig in, you tear things up. And it's like, well, you don't dig to tear too far from the crap from the sky. So... But that verse kind of just meant, as much as I've kind of grown to like this kid, love him, but maybe in the long run, there's a bigger picture that I can't see. I can't see, it says all things work together for good for those who love God and called according to his purpose. I'm having a hard time seeing that right now. But I'm a father too. It's like, it was almost like Cain and Abel. I could almost feel the blood crying from the ground from these kids. And I'm just going, man, how can this boy just step over the line and just ruthlessly in their sleep like that?
Well, we got some follow-up to do, too.
Yeah, so that's just from where I'm coming from. I would be thrilled if it's like, well, it wasn't him at all.
And I'll let you know, if as we're going through this, there's some follow-up. We got to identify who his last name is.
I was thinking, I was actually saying, I hope maybe, I was going, maybe they'll find some DNA, there'll be arrest or whatever, and if it's him. So I thought, well, if there is, at least you got a direction to go for on DNA right now, at least it's on the test. Because I understand there were some defense words. That's what the statement said. I don't know it all, but I was just kind of going, wow. And it's just like, wow. It's just so... And I guess I'm kind of frustrated with us adults. We've got kids willing to just destroy everybody in the internet, whatever there. So as much as everybody's really agreeing on these kids, they weren't totally as sweet as, could be either, but then this other thing is just ruthless. So. Well, like I said,
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Okay, there's a lot of conflict here with this character. Scott has a lot of conflict himself, it seems.
My biggest thing now is I'll pass this along to the investigators who know way more than I know.
Pass it along. Welcome, Seattle Rain. Welcome, Seattle Rain. We're still going to the fish market one of these days? I hope so. Don't forget me. When you buy a swordfish at the fish market, don't forget me. And make it good, make it good, make it good, love. We got caviar, we have brown butter, and we can roast that swordfish and hang it from the fireplace, perhaps, I think. Don't give me that need-to-know basis. I will hit you with that swordfish. Okay? No, I would not hit you with the swordfish. Would I? No. It would have to be a big tuna. A big tuna. I don't know what that means, but there you go. So, this is all redacted here now. Okay, here we are. Great. 3 minutes left. Okay. Do we redact the last 3 minutes of the interview? I don't know. We'll see. Wow. Welcome to the candle. Welcome. The cube heals everybody. That's right. That's right. $79.95 a month. That's right. I'm going to start a television ad. It's going to air pretty soon on, well, not CNN. It's going to air on somewhere. The gato would love tuna. The gato right now is upstairs. The gato is very depressed. The gato cannot go outside very much here, so he's been depressed. He can't get clues from the witches. He's very upset. I guess we're going to redact the last 3 minutes of this interview, I guess. Fucking great. There it is. We're counting it down. Wow. Gato loves you. Gato rules everything. Yeah. Cluesmith, I'm working on that, love. I'm working on that, Cluesmith. The next step is putting the audio, putting the video together with subtitles here, and then we're going to let it rip from there. But I felt, we should do it live to do a raw. We should do a raw run of this live, right, together. And then the next step would be to put it together a video with subtitles so we can understand what the fuck they're saying. Yeah. So I guess we're going to block out the rest. I guess, are we done? Do we say goodnight here? I don't know. We got 50 seconds left here. What?
More up front with her.
Okay.
I know that, I was kids, and I'm just going, man, how can this boy just step over the line and just ruthless? As much as everybody's really agreeing on these kids, they weren't.
I don't like that, but whatever. All right, let's go. Well, I guess we're just going to redact the rest of this here. I don't know. All right, let it play out. See if there's any more words here, and then we'll call it a night, loves. I hope you like this. Document 77. Oh, are we back? Are we talking? What are we doing? No, this is the only one. It says SP1, and I think this goes into the date of the interview. So no, this is the only one. So it's SP12 13 2022. That's probably what that should say there. There's only one. And now I'm thinking the last 3 minutes of this, we just black out, and I guess that's it. I don't know. Let's see. 40 seconds left here. Oh, my God. Wow. Thank you, love. Hey, appreciate you all being here. I love you all. Going through this shit together, right? That's what we're doing. Listening to this shit together. Trying to figure out what this is. right? How does it make sense? Does it make sense? Does it fit in with everything that we know up to this point? I think it. Look, to me, I take 77 for me is always going to be where it's at, baby. This is a wing nut, and I guess that's it. No more. All right, we don't talk after 3 minutes there. The last 3 minutes, there's no talking. So there you are. I love you. I hope you like that, right? We go into Friday, right? Tomorrow, right? Go into the weekend. We're going to put subtitles to this fucking thing, and we'll do that, and well, I'm sure we're going to talk about it some more there. Good. Hey, Dame Deb, great point. Absolutely. This audio had many more, had much more detail in it, much more information than what was found in the document itself. Absolutely. Many more things going on here in this fucking audio. So, yeah, big time. Good point here. Absolutely. My God. But, again, it goes back to this. If you are trying to figure out a profile of somebody who could commit these murders, this person would fit the profile. That is the main point of this. Another main point secondary point to this is that I still don't think Moscow police or Idaho State Police, I don't think they ever did anything with Gabriel. I don't think they ever did anything here. I have not come across any document or audio or anything. And again, I could have missed it. I'm just saying. Personally, I don't think they ever did anything here with this. I don't. Gabriel M. That is correct. His name's Gabe M. Gabe or Gabriel. That is his name. His mother's name is Lana M. That's his mother's name. Lana is her first name. Yes. Yes, indeed. Gabriel also has a younger sister. They share a bed together down in the basement when they're in Moscow together. They share a bed. Mama sleeps out in the shed. The whole family dynamic is absolutely bizarre and dysfunctional. Well, we know that. Yeah. So, again, the whole point of this is this is going to be the person who's going to fit your profile. Absolutely. If you're wondering who could possibly do something like this, well, there you go. There you fucking go, man. All right, I love you, babies. We're going to go out like this. I hope you have a beautiful night. I'm so glad you were here. I hope you like this. This is my baby. 77 is our baby. It's always going to be our baby. All right? Absolutely. Absolutely. We are the greatest of all time. Yes, we are. Here we go. And we're going to go out like... Yes, I did. That's right. Could forget it.